Imagine walking into your favorite grocery store, the scent of fresh produce hitting your nostrils. But as you stroll down the aisles, you find barren shelves where your beloved food items once resided. It's an unsettling scene that's becoming all too familiar around the world due to a looming global food crisis. And if you think that's just a figment of the imagination, brace yourself, for it's an escalating reality that's getting grimmer with each passing day. So what's causing this bleak situation? It all started with a subtle hint we overlooked. Remember how just a few years ago, the price of chicken breasts doubled from $1 to $2 per pound? That was our first taste of the bitter pill we're swallowing today. The reasons behind this impending crisis are complex, layered, and interconnected. Decades of corporate mergers and acquisitions have dominated the market, shrinking competition and granting companies the freedom to dictate prices. They can now pretty much charge what they want, and we're left with no choice but to pay up. This alarming situation has been exacerbated by an unfortunate combination of factors. We're wrestling with erratic weather patterns due to climate change, logistical nightmares hindering the transportation of food, spiraling inflation, and geopolitical tensions. The result? A wave of anxiety sweeping over people who are struggling to understand how we ended up here and what lies ahead. You might be wondering, what could this mean for us? Imagine trying to reach for your daily staples and not finding them. How would it make you feel? How would it impact your day-to-day life? It's a distressing thought indeed. That's why we've been investing a tremendous amount of effort in producing data-driven content. Our mission is to decipher the complex jargon, bust myths, and present to you the unvarnished truth. We are committed to shedding light on this crisis and helping you navigate these challenging times. So don't forget to subscribe and leave your comments. Your interaction helps us shape our content and keeps us motivated in our quest to keep you informed and prepared. Now, without further ado, let's delve into the list of 20 food items that, due to these harsh circumstances, are set to become alarmingly expensive in the coming months. 1. Cereal. The cost of a box of cereal has seen a significant increase due to rising grain prices, packaging costs, and shipping expenses. For instance, General Mills, the manufacturer of cereals like Cheerios, Wheaties, and Lucky Charms, has recently announced price hikes of 20% or more. According to a report by Food Dive, cereal prices are expected to continue to rise due to increasing costs associated with production and distribution. This is a big hit for families with children who rely on this quick breakfast option. 2. Potato chips. You might have to pay more for your favorite bag of chips in the near future. Companies like Frito-Lay have announced an increase in prices due to higher production costs, including the rising costs of ingredients and packaging. The average price of a bag of LA's classic potato chips, for instance, has jumped from about $3 to $3.35. Additionally, the continuing effects of climate change on potato crops could potentially impact prices even further. 3. Bread. Rising wheat prices have led to an increase in the cost of bread. According to a report by the U.S. Department of Agriculture, wheat prices rose 6.2% in the first quarter of 2023. This increase in raw material costs combined with rising labor and energy costs means that the price of bread has jumped by about 10%. A loaf of bread that used to cost around $2.50 may now cost close to $3. 4. Soda. The price of your favorite carbonated drink is going up due to increases in the cost of ingredients, such as sugar and high fructose corn syrup, and the aluminum used to make soda cans. Beverage Digest reported an average price increase of 5% across all soda brands. So, a 12-pack of Coca-Cola, for instance, that once retailed for about $5 may now cost around $5.25. 5. Cheese prices are soaring due to the increasing costs of milk production, energy, and labor. The price of cheddar cheese, for example, jumped nearly 10% in the first quarter of 2023, according to data from the Bureau of Labor Statistics. It is predicted that these prices will continue to rise as dairy farmers struggle to keep up with rising production costs. 6. Beef. A series of factors, including labor shortages, increased feed costs, and a decrease in the cattle population, has led to a rise in beef prices. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, the price of fresh, uncooked beef roasts has increased by 12.2% in the past year. This increase in price has affected everything from steak to ground beef, leading to higher costs for consumers at the grocery store and at the restaurant. 7. Pasta. With the price of wheat increasing globally, pasta prices are also on the rise. The cost of a box of pasta has jumped by around 15% in the last year, according to a report by the National Pasta Association. Consumers who used to pay $1 for a pound of spaghetti may now have to pay as much as $1.15. 8. Sugar. The price of sugar is also rising due to bad weather in major sugar-producing countries like Brazil and Thailand, which has led to a decrease in supply. The global price of raw sugar has surged by about 20% in the past year. For consumers, this means that a 5-pound bag of sugar that cost about $2.50 last year may now cost $3 or more. 9. Chicken. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, the cost of chicken has surged by about 7% in the past year. This is due to increased feed costs, labor shortages, and supply chain disruptions. Consumers can expect to pay more for everything from whole chickens to chicken breasts and wings. 10. Fish prices are on the rise, largely due to changes in climate and overfishing, which have impacted fish populations. Additionally, transportation costs and labor shortages have also contributed to the increase in prices. As a result, consumers may have to pay up to 10% more for fish at the grocery store. 11. Eggs. The cost of eggs has surged due to rising feed costs and increased demand. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, egg prices have increased by about 8% over the past year. This means that a dozen eggs that cost $1.50 last year may now cost $1.62. 12. Olive oil. Olive oil prices have been on the rise due to poor harvests in major olive oil producing countries like Spain and Italy. The International Olive Oil Council reported a 30% increase in the price of olive oil over the past year. This means a bottle of olive oil that used to cost $1.10 may now cost around $1.13. 13. Milk. A variety of factors, including increased feed costs, labor shortages, and decreased milk production, have led to a rise in milk prices. The cost of a gallon of milk has increased by about 5% in the past year, according to data from the Bureau of Labor Statistics. As a result, a gallon of milk that cost $3.50 last year may now cost around $3.68. 14. Yogurt. Like many dairy products, yogurt prices have been on the rise due to increased milk costs and higher production costs. According to a report by Dairy Foods magazine, yogurt prices have increased by about 6% over the past year. Therefore, a container of yogurt that used to cost $1 may now cost $1.06. 15. Canned soup prices have surged due to a variety of factors, including increased costs for ingredients, packaging, and transportation. A report by Campbell's Soup Company indicated that the price of its canned soup products has increased by about 5% over the past year. This means that a can of soup that used to cost $1.50 may now cost $1.58. 16. Energy drinks. Increased demand and rising costs of production have pushed the price of energy drinks higher. Brands like Red Bull and Monster have seen a significant increase in their retail prices over the past year. For example, a can of Red Bull energy drink that used to cost around $2.68 is now priced at $3.14, representing a 17% price increase. With the rising cost of ingredients and an increased demand, especially among the younger population, the price of energy drinks is expected to continue its upward trend. 17. Bananas. Bananas are seeing a rise in their cost due to several factors, including higher transportation costs, labor issues in banana-producing countries, and the prevalence of diseases that affect banana crops such as Fusarium wilt, also known as Panama disease. According to data from the USDA, the average price of bananas has increased by about 10% in the past year, so a pound of bananas that cost 58 cents last year may now cost about 64 cents. 18. Peanut butter. Peanut butter prices have been on the rise due to increasing costs of peanuts and other production costs. According to the National Peanut Board, the cost of peanuts has jumped by 20% in the past year. Therefore, a jar of peanut butter that once cost around $2.50 may now cost $3 or more. This increase has been felt by households and businesses alike, especially given the wide usage of peanut butter in various food products. 19. Avocado prices are soaring due to a combination of increased demand, labor shortages, and changing weather patterns in avocado-producing regions. According to the Hass Avocado Board, the average price of a single Hass avocado has increased by about 30% in the past year. This means a single avocado that used to cost around $1 may now cost around $1.30. 20. Coffee prices have soared due to climate change and labor shortages in coffee-producing countries. Severe droughts and frosts in Brazil, the world's largest coffee producer, have decimated crops, while a fungus called coffee leaf rust has devastated Central American countries' coffee production. The International Coffee Organization states that the average price of Arabica coffee, the most popular variety, has surged by around 30% in the past year. This price hike affects coffee shops and supermarkets too, with major chains like Starbucks and Dunkin' raising their prices. The future of coffee prices is uncertain due to ongoing climate disruptions, and a study predicts that suitable coffee production areas could halve by 2050. Labor and transportation costs have also increased, impacting coffee prices. Growing global demand for coffee further contributes to the upward pressure on prices. As a result, coffee prices are expected to remain high in the foreseeable future. Thank you for watching.